Today we'll be focusing on some restorative stretches. If you're experiencing any lower back pain or tight hips, these stretches will be great for you. So take a deep inhale and exhale. Slowly start to rise up into tabletop position onto all fours. We'll be moving into some cat and cow movements. So on your next inhale, cow, exhale, cat. Work with your breath, moving at your own pace. Inhale, exhale. Slowly come into neutral spine, bringing your body to stillness. Raise up that right hand up into the sky. We're going to thread the needle and thread it under our armpit. As you lower down, make sure that right shoulder touches the floor and stretching out your shoulder muscles. If you'd like to take a bind, you could do so at this time. Take that left arm behind your back. You can settle it into your hip crease area. Roll your shoulder back for a deeper stretch. If you're in a bind, slowly start to unwind that hand, bring it in front of your face, and come back up into all fours. We're going to take that left arm and thread the needle under our right shoulder. Start to settle in and push that shoulder further into the ground. If you'd like to go deeper into this stretch, you could take your right arm behind you for a bind or settle it into your hip crease. Roll that shoulder back and twist in deeper for a stretch. If you've taken a bind, slowly unwind that right arm, settle it in front of your face, and come on up into tabletop position. Curl your toes under and come into downward facing dog. Here you could start to pedal out those feet, bringing some movement into those heels. You could also sway side to side and open up those hips. Start to settle in into your downward dog, bringing your body to stillness. Raise that right foot high into the sky and bring it through the middle of your hands. Raise those arms up high as you go into high crescent lunge. Find some length in your back, and here you could take a slight back bend if you so wish. Cartwheel your arms down onto the mat. Come into high plank, shift forward, and chaturanga up into upward facing dog. Send those hips back and come into downward facing dog. Take a couple of deep breaths while holding downward facing dog. We're going to repeat the same movement with your left foot going into a high crescent lunge. Take a last deep inhale and exhale. Bring that left foot high into the sky. Bring it through the center of your palms. Slowly rise up into a high crescent lunge. Find some length in your back, and here you could go back into a slight back bend. Cartwheel your arms forward. Come into a high plank. Shift forward into low push-up. Rise on up into upward facing dog. Bring those hips back into downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale and exhale down into tabletop position. Lift your right knee out to the side and start rotating clockwise, bringing movement into your hips. And now start to move in the opposite direction. Bring that right knee down, and we're gonna switch sides. Take your left knee out to the side and start rotating it clockwise. Switch directions, moving your knee in the opposite direction from where you started. Lower your left knee towards the floor and sit on up in the middle of your mat. Straighten your left foot out to the side and bend your right foot into the center of your body. Reach up and find some length in your back, and we're gonna fold over to our left side. Start to bring that right hand over, reaching it over your left leg, trying to touch those toes. If you can't touch those toes, that's okay. As far as you can go, feel the stretch in your side body. While you're moving further into the stretch, make sure both your hips are firmly planted on the floor, that one side isn't lifting up off the ground. While in this stretch, rotate that right shoulder back so that your chest expands outward and you're not caving in. This way you get more of a stretch going down your side body. If you've been holding onto those toes, slowly let go and begin to rise on up towards the center. Find some length in your torso. Reach up, and now we're gonna switch sides and do the same stretch on the opposite side. Extend your right foot out to the side and bring your left foot in towards your body. Reach up and start to fold over to the right side. Bring the right arm towards the inside of your foot on the side of your shin and extend that left arm over your ear, trying to reach for those toes. Once again, if you can't reach for those toes, that's okay. The longer you hold this stretch, the more your body will start to relax, and you might just find yourself grabbing those toes. Roll your left shoulder back so that your chest expands outward and your body is not caving forward. This way you'll get the most out of your stretch and feel a great stretch in your left side body. If your left hip has come up off the floor as you've been reaching for your toes, realign your hips to be in the center. Slowly release those toes and come back up to the middle. Extend both legs out as far as they can go for a deep middle stretch. Settle into both your hips and slowly start to fold forward, starting at your hips and inching your hands away from you as you fall in deeper into the stretch. Keep walking those hands forward, bringing your chest closer towards the ground. Hold whatever position is comfortable for you. Here you may also decide to flex those toes up towards the sky. Feel a deeper stretch going down the inside of your thighs. Remember to breathe in as you're holding this stretch. Breathe into the uncomfortable areas. Slowly start to inch your fingers and your hands back up to starting position. Bring your feet together at the top of your mat. We're gonna go in for a forward fold. So find length in your body, reach up and hinge forward at your hips. Continue hinging at your hips as far as you can go, reaching for those toes if you can, bringing that chest closer towards your knees. When you go as far as you can go, you could round your back and release your spine. While holding this position, remember to take a deep inhale, deep exhale. Breathe into those uncomfortable areas and find comfort in them. Slowly start to rise on up. Come onto your backs and pull those knees in nice and close to your chest and start rolling forward and backward to release your spine. Slowly sit up in the middle of your mat. Extend your right leg out in front of you. Take your left leg and hug it in towards your chest and squeeze it in nice and tight. Take your left arm back behind you and slowly start to rotate to the left side. Go again for a deeper twist as you get more comfortable with the pose. Continue twisting to the left side, looking over your left shoulder. Continue to breathe in and breathe out. Slowly begin to come out of your twist and facing forward. Extend both feet out in front of you and take that right foot over your left leg and hug it in nice and tight towards your chest and begin to twist towards your right shoulder. Continue twisting towards your right side and remember to breathe. Breathe in and breathe out. Slowly start to unwind from your twist, bringing both feet out in front of you. Come onto your backs. Bring your feet in a bit closer towards your body and we'll move into bridge pose, lifting our hips up off the floor and interlacing our fingers underneath our backs. Continue lifting those hips higher into the sky and expanding that chest outward. Slowly begin to lower those hips down towards the floor and release your hands from underneath you. For the next movement, you could repeat bridge pose or come up into full wheel, bringing your palms by your ears and rising up by pressing your palms into the floor. Continue expanding your chest up, extending those legs, feeling the stretch in your back. If you're in wheel pose, tuck in your chin and slowly begin to lower down towards the floor. In bridge pose, also lower your hips towards the floor. Our last pose for this flow is going to be an inversion. You could either do legs up the wall if you have a wall nearby, lifting those legs up. You could put a yoga block underneath your tailbone for added support. If it is in your practice, you may move into shoulder stand. Bring your feet overhead into plow position, lowering those feet towards the ground. Find length in your spine. Interlace your hands at your back. Bend those knees towards the side of your ears for Deathman's pose as you prepare for your shoulder stand. Slowly begin to come on up from Deathman. Extend those legs up into the air. Use the support from your shoulders to keep those legs up nice and straight. If you have your legs up the wall or up on a yoga block, continue to relax and breathe. If you're in shoulder stand, slowly begin to lower those legs down into plow and then into Deathman, and roll down onto your backs and extend those legs. Once you're lying on your backs, pull in those knees into your chest and give them a nice squeeze, and begin to roll from side to side, massaging your lower back. Begin to rock forward and back to meet me at the top of your mat. Sit up nice and tall, crossing your legs. I hope you enjoyed doing these stretches and feel a bit more relaxed and at ease with your body. Thank you for joining me today and sharing your practice. Bring your palms to heart center, bow, and say namaste.